Good evening, and don't we just love technology? For some reason, there's some real glitches going on at the moment, and I don't understand why. I've taken some screenshots, but it's not letting me go live in Facebook. Now, it's a bit uncanny that one of my team said that today. She was struggling to go live on a different program into one of her pages. Now, it's not she could go into a group, which is one of the things that Facebook is changing. So I'm really not sure what's going on, but I'll look into the screenshots and the messages that were on there and see if I can get it fixed, whatever's going on. Anyway, today I'm going to just play with some retiring colours. Oops, so my camera's got a bit of the droops. And just wanted to do a bit of a technique and just talk through a few products with you. So let me get that down onto the table. Just get you pop there in your corner and I'll flick you over and let's see. So I thought today I would play with some of the, I'm trying to highlight some of the offers and what's happening with things that are retiring during this month. The sale is going live from the 9th of April. It was the demo pre-order that was the 1st and 2nd. So the 9th, the sale starts on the 9th. Hi Shaz, you found me, lovely. So yeah, the sale starts on the 9th and ends on the 30th, and then the new catalogue starts on the 1st of May. Okay, so I'm just going to highlight a few more of these. As you might know, all the ones in yellow are ones that I own. So I've gone through here, there's some others that are reducing. So I've got some of the ones out so I can show you how some of these look, just to give you a bit of a feel for them. But there are some. There's 50% off cascading ruffles. That one's retiring but not reduced. Elegant eucalyptus. The geometric patterns is 30% off down here, $5.95. I'm just recapping on these because I did mention them quickly the other day. Painted posies at 50% off, £5.12 for an embossing folder. Quadrifoil tile, 50% off, £4.50. Raindrops, which I'm going to show you, is yellow. I've got this one, 50% at £4.50. Stripes and splatters, I'll show you again, 40% off at $6.15. Excuse me. Sweet citrus hybrid, 30% off at $21.70. Timber, I've highlighted that, but I couldn't find it. It should be in the drawer somewhere. 60% off at $14. Time worn type, I love this one. Bring that up to the camera out of the shadow. I'm going to show you this one again. Time worn type is retiring but no reductions. Okay, so that's what we're going to use just to add some detail to. I've no idea what design I'm going to use, but I am going to use, these are the 5 retiring colours. Okay, so these are the packets we've got. Hi Marilyn. No, it's Marilyn, the issue is Facebook, and it wouldn't let me stream into both places. Now, Jackie had this same problem. She was trying to do something yesterday. So I've taken screenshots of all the anomalies that were popping up. And I will try it and see if I can Google and see if there's anybody else has got any issues or if they know reasons for it. So as always, my scraps are in my trays here. I seem to have dumped some other stuff in there. So let's get rid of those. No, I might need that on there. So I've got scraps in here as well. I love to use up, so we'll see what we can find in there. But I just wanted to highlight these 5 will be disappearing. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. They will be disappearing at the end of April. So if there's anything in this range that you want, just obviously speak to your demonstrator. If not, if you're in the UK, speak to me and we can get you stocked up on some favourites. Excuse me. So I will put those down on the table just for now. So I'm going to show you some of these embossing folders, but we'll come back to those once I've done the background. Now, what I really wanted to do was highlight some products. Now, you know that this is one of the products I always forget to bring out. These are our adhesive sheets. So I'm going to get one out now, and I'm going to show you some different bits and pieces. So just take that one out there because not that bit, this bit. A piece in there I'm trying to get out down there. So they come in these big sheets. I think they're 6 by 12 inch size, but sometimes it's more manageable to cut them down into smaller pieces. So the first things with these is that you've got one side is the back. So you've got to peel these off. So you're going to need to know where to actually peel off. So we're going to peel this off, and the sticky side, that is the backing. So this is what we're going to take off and put down onto our project. And then you peel this layer off. You've basically got double-sided tape. Okay, so you've got those there, which are really good. I don't use them as often as I should. These are most beneficial for attaching to a piece of cardstock. In fact, I haven't got any cutters out. I didn't bring guillotines over, did I? Just a sec. Got both the little one. I have had a fantastic day today. I have started my 60th birthday celebrations. So Marilyn's on here. She was there. Yeah, she found me. She's online. So I had some crafty friends, customers who come here regularly, and we went for an afternoon tea local to us at a place called Carriages. It's static railway caravans, and it was absolutely superb environment. It was really, really lovely. So yeah, I'm a bit hoarse because I've been talking so much all day. There's a surprise. It's on the news, and yesterday and today, Meta Facebook is down with tech issues. There we go. Thanks, Shaz. That's the problem. So yes, okay, I'll share that with Jackie later. So what I'm going to do here is I was going to try and peel off one of these backing sheets, and just show you how I would use these. This isn't very good because it's got a cut through just where I want to take it off. I was trying to show you those where I've scribbled through here, so you know which piece to take off. So like here, we can it's all cracked through. Look, don't know what I've done with it. So we'll take that one off. So we've basically peeled the backing off, and we're going to place it on a piece of card. Now, this was just showing you how this works. It's very, very tacky. It's really sticky. Okay, so then what we would do is peel this off. Kind of need to have another piece on there, don't I? This is all done in strips. It's got to score lines at certain intervals. Okay, so really I should have covered all of this, but I just want to show you how this is all going to work. So we're going to peel the backing off here. If we can get it started, just lift that up. So it's double-sided tape, but a lot wider. Okay, so say I was going to put this onto something here. I'm going to do a technique, and we're going to lay some card across here. But I want to just show you a piece of normal copy paper, and I'm going to do something on there. But this is how tacky it is. It really is very, very tacky. That won't waste because I'm going to put the cover back on it, and I'm going to make that do something. We might actually... No, that's too small for a word today. Okay, we will play. So I'm going to just show you with a piece of copy paper just on my table here. I talk about junk mail. Oops. Oh, it's all creased up. That's not very good, is it? Sorry, my tray is right in front of me, but it's got a lot of stuff standing on top of it at the moment. So if I say a piece of copy paper and pull that out as neatly as we can. Okay, so if you wanted to work on a piece of this or junk mail, you will not see any of this background at all. You just want a piece of it. Okay. So say I wanted to put this piece of backing on here. I could peel this off, okay, and I could put this onto my card. This is going to be a better way to show you. Okay, so I'm going to put that on there. I might want to leave a little bit of a gap and then put another piece on here. You could butt it up together if you wanted, but if you've got, depending on what you've got, even if you've got intricate dies, you can have little breaks in there as well. So if we just say we're going to do that piece, and we'll cut this off, chomp that on here. Okay, you know me and my scraps. This is a great way of using scraps. So that's dead. Put that on the floor for now. So what I'm going to do here, that's the backing. So we've got, this is the copy paper. I'm going to write on here copy paper because it's white and you might not know what I'm getting at. So when I'm ready, I'm going to remove that backing. But for now, I'm going to come back here to my scraps. So my scraps, I'm going to cover this, but I'm going to put them either diagonal or straight or up and down. I really like them up and down, so let's do that for today. So say we've got a piece of card like this, kind of want to make sure we're covering it, but I'm using bits, okay? So we're going to do this. So let's just peel this off. We're ready to go. And we can vary the width of the strips. You wonder how I got on. Oh, it's fabulous. I need to post a load of photos. I took some, the staff took some, other people took some. I passed my phone round. I took down one side of the tables, both tape. They've got two long tables. And then I passed it down the other side so people could take photos of the people that I was standing behind, if you get my drift. At last got here. Yes, okay, we've found out. Shaz has told me that Google, if you Google it, Meta is playing up today. So I'll be able to update Jackie when I come off here. So there's my highly sticky piece of paper. Now I'm going to line this up with the edge. It doesn't have to be really accurate. Okay, just try and keep it straight. So there's one piece on there. I'm going to there you go, something to get hold of. So now I'm going to use other pieces. So I've got little strips in here. Look, there was a lot of these. That was an end of a project I was doing. So we can pop this on here as well. Okay, so we can put a whole piece there. We'll look for some other colours. Look for one of these. I know why I did these, because I had some I think it was 1 centimetre strips. Yeah, that would be left over from something. So like so. And we're just going to butt it up there. So it's really, really sticky and tacky. Okay, I'm going to show you alternatives as well, because I want you to get value for product. I want this one next. This is a different width, which is fine, because I really am happy varying the width. You want to make this as quick as possible. You don't need to think about it. I'm doing these in the colour family order. So that's how they appear. Okay, these bits hanging over, we're going to trim off. Okay, so that's those. So then you can start saying, right, actually, I don't want them all to be the same width. I'm going to move that along. Move that there. And I can literally have some of these pieces and say, right, I'll do some skinny ones now. So let's just cut that in half, lined up, and then we're going to stick one of these on. Okay, so we've got varying widths on here. Do make sure they're nicely buttered up. So right close. You don't want to see anything through, especially if you're using your junk mail. It's just a good way of recycling. They don't have to be consistent either with the pattern. So I did one of each just to show you the start. Then I'm going to make this into a really skinny and a wider one. So I'm just taking them out of the recycling pot. So I'm going to put one of those in. So we are butting those up very close together. Now we need a red. So this is sweet sorbet. The strips are better for this, so I'm going to tip those out into the lid. The pieces that aren't good enough, those go. These big bits, so we can thumb through a little bit better. So we'll do one of these next. Is that one a little bit narrow? I think it is. That's a bit in between. So we can pop one of those. Only wanted red first. Some short bits there. We can use it all in different widths, really. So we might want to use a really super skinny one or the wider one, and you just keep playing until you fill up your piece of paper. I've said this before about junk mail, and I actually haven't, because it goes in our recycling, it goes straight in the recycling bin. I haven't actually physically used it, but I have good intentions, if that makes sense. So I'm going to pop that one in there and put one of those in. Just really nice and tightly closed. And one of those. However you want to put them on. So we could have, still use that one there. Another dark one. So that dark strip in there. And obviously if you've got other scrap pots, you won't necessarily, these were purpose done I had for the end of a project. So you can tailor them according to what you like. Just keep them straight. That one. You can go slightly off straight. There we go. And another skinny one on there. Just pop them to get really close together. And then as we get to the end, I'll take this piece off now. That was just to give me something to hold that wasn't going to get my fingers all glued up. So nearly there, and another one. Oh, a little bit closer. And then we want a small one on the bottom there. Orchid Oasis. That's one of those. So there we have all in our varying lines here. Okay, so we can put those to one side now. Let's use those up. So we're going to guillotine this off. I always say a guillotine is best. We're going to make a straight edge. So we just want to cut these pieces off. And depending on how thrifty you are, you could actually sweep those in here, because those little bits could come in for something else. I won't this end because they're a bit weeny, aren't they? Okay, so we just chop those. Those ones can go in the bin. Got some sticky there. Okay, so there we have our piece to work with. And it's just for any colour combination that you want to do. Okay, I have done things like this before in the past, but not recently. So I thought using up these colours, just showing you that these ones are going, would be a good way to show you. So we have, these are the adhesive sheets. I'm now going to take the Wanted to Say dies. I did have everything out ready. Here they are. Okay, and this is where you'll see the beauty of taking having the sticky tape on the back, because now this is the, oh, Sandra, I put the copy. Oh, drat. I've put it onto the copy paper and I meant, that's one way. Drat. So that's one way, and I'm going to cut these out, and then I'm going to show you why it's better to do it the other way. Oh dear. It's been a long day and not a lot of sleep. I just want to cut you a happy birthday out of here so I can show you the reason why I do it this way. So we have different ways we can do this. We can cut a size to fit your card. We can cut this out, and then I will show you how the filigree pieces here, I'll do the little one, will be harder to then glue on. And then I'll do a little piece with the double sides on it. So if we take this for a card front panel, I just don't know what size I want to do at the moment. Let's do a 9.5. Okay, is that by 13? Yeah, that would be just a little bit shorter than that one. Okay, put those to one side because those are usable as well. Maybe not that piece, but this one certainly is the little skinny strip. We're going to put a piece on there on a thick white card. A big trimmer. I normally have loads of this style to show you, but I just haven't got any at the moment. This time I'm going to score it this way so I have a landscape card. Don't often do this size now. And 10.5 this way. So score down there, and we'll have 2 card bases. So we'll score this one in half. Get the bone folder out. Okay, and then we'll do this one as well. Right, so we could put that on a card front like so, and that's a nice decorative border on there, okay, and use that as a panel. the idea was that this would then be peeled off to stick on here. So we would have peeled off the first piece and then stuck it on here, and then that will stick on there. Okay, so that's one way. When it's a whole piece like this is quite easy, and it's good to show you the junk mail idea, because then we can glue this on, because it's a big panel. What I wanted to show you was how difficult it is to then have the layers when you've got the die cuts out. Okay, so that's that piece there. Okay, so that's one card, and then we can put something on the front. But cutting this out from those, you've got these intricate pieces on here. So we wanted a whole piece of card to be able to do that with. So if I take a piece of black now for a silhouette, or the Starry Sky one. Okay. So imagine this was the same as being on one of these. I've got a piece, the other piece of that sticky. She says, lost where I put it. I'll take another piece out. So I get another piece from here. The reason this is broken into peel-offable pieces, it's so that if you have a strip, you can have different sections coming off. So if we had a piece of this on, we'll do it on this piece of card instead of on the stripy one for now, just for quickness. But we could say, right, okay, we'll take this piece off here. Okay, that is just backing. We needed it to be bigger than what I tried earlier. I would always cut this to size for what you need, but I know that I will use it. Okay, take that piece off there. So this is purely now just the backing, double-sided. Okay, so now we're going to cut this beforehand, which is what I should have done before. So I'm going to place that on there. I'm going to cut round roughly with it, like so. Come down there. We've still got that piece we can use for another project. So I'm going to die cut this now. When I die cut this through, you can do it top or bottom, because you want your die to be sticky on the back of it. Okay, so we'll bring this up here. Just get my plates correct. I brought them all over. So we do need the shim for the dies, and we need two cutting plates. Going to cut onto there, place this on here. This is why I say I always forget. I do things and use my Tombow, but the clear adhesive, it just works properly. It makes it so much easier to then peel that off, and you've got the die cuts have come through, they've cut, and you've got the sticky on the back of these. Okay, so it's going to go, literally, we're going to peel that off in a sec, and you'll see what I mean. Now, this can work with die cut shapes, so we could have a die cut mat and layer on here. We could put this on a small piece of white. We could use the one behind it, so some white card for the fatter layer. This is just the filigree one, the detailed one. But we could have a dies. Under my nose. Where have I put them? I can't see them. How many times do I do this? Have dies. Under nose. There we go. So if I now get that fatter one, I've got that out here. I said it's been a long day, didn't I? So I'm going to get a scrap of the white here and do the same on here. You would see me normally with a solid image like this, I will use for the without the backing on it. But you can do this for any filigree. These are better. I wouldn't waste the product on big chunky things, because we know that we can stick this down with Tombow, because it's a big piece. But if I take this one off first with my die brush, okay, and just run this through. I've got it down on my desk now because I really need to use this more. It's so good and it saves so much hassle. So once we get this through, use the pokey tool and poke this out. Okay, that's what the pokey tool is for. That helps us lift this out. But we want to make sure we don't just lift the backing off. We actually want the cardstock with it. Okay, because it will do that. It needs to leave that die. And because it's very tacky, the adhesive itself will actually come through and try and stick behind as well. So we just need to get that little bit of looseness on there. It's coming. But it needs to leave the whole piece on the back here. There we go. As soon as you get one piece working, it's going to work its way across like so. So there is our birthday, all nice and beautifully cut, but we have adhesive on the back. And this is the bit that I always forget to show you. Hi, oh yes, Shaz saying hi to Anne. There we go. We had Anne with us today, another Anne with us today. It's not the same Anne. There we go. So I've poked that through and you can see it's releasing from there. So these ones now, if I pop it on the glass mat so you can see me, get rid of all the bits because they're sticky as well. Leave that there. Onto the floor. I can vacuum in the morning. So I'm just going to place this onto a piece here. I want to put happy birthday. Then I could die cut those out. I could do whatever I like with them and then pop a little matte layer on here. So I'm going to just, I don't know if you can see me do this. I'm just going to pick at this and just see how easy that is to release from those dies. There's the gap. We get hold of that. We peel this off. Okay, and that is sticky on the back, just perfect. Okay, so now we can just gently ease that down onto a piece of card and not stretch it. So we want it to just be, do it. We can do this on its own, or we can put it on the double layer there. I'm just going to pop it on here for now. Just taking one letter at a time and just placing them down. There we go. We put the happy in front of it on here, and then I will cut this piece to fit. I'm going to do the same here. I go for the H because it's the biggest piece, and this releases so easily. Okay, you see me squinting because I haven't got my glasses on. I'd literally just peel that off, just like so, and it's really easy to stick down. So we want that to be kind of in the middle of our word, not touching, but in the middle. There we go. So there's my happy birthday. Now, one of the things that I like to do, I like to get a brush, an old, just a stiff paintbrush, because sometimes you get the little fluffy bits on the edges of dies. So if you've got a brush, this is just a kid's paste brush, I think. I've had it for years, and just scrub around the edges just gently. It gets rid of any of those little, sort of like the little negatives just cling, and cleans that up. So where's my little trimmer? And I can put a matte layer behind here. So this is nice and tight that side, so I'm just going to use that as my plumb line, my straight edge, and come round at a kind of similar interval all the way round. Okay, like so, and then on here as well. So that's on that one. There we go. So there we've got a nice little greeting, and if we want to, we can then map that onto another layer. We can go bright, or we can go play down. When I'm using things like this, I do like to actually have a black layer sometimes just to bring it out. But we've got the white edge, we've got the white card. So I think we'll have a, what colour shall we have? Shall we go for the red? Bring that through a little bit more. You know me, I like to lay them on the top here and see how that's going to look on there. I think we might go with the dark Starry Sky. So a piece of this. Oh, they're too solid. Card bases in there, just a sec. Yeah, they're too solids. So we're going to just have a little piece of this. I'm going to measure it in the corner of my mat. I'm going to measure down the bottom corner here and just see what size I want bigger than that. So that ended up being 4.5 by 8. So I'll put a few millimetres on that. I'll go 8.5 by 5 on there. So 8.5 by 5. Here we come down here. Oops, make sure that's nice and straight all the way down. Find the 5 in the middle of it there as well. It keeps your line coming down there straight. I'm going to do 8.5. It's been lovely, hasn't it, Marilyn? It really was lovely. Lovely afternoon tea. There was 25 of us. So it was my 60 to 60. So 60 days to my 60th. And it's somewhere that I've wanted to go for a while. It was in my book of things to do. So there we go. I'm going to mat those 2 layers together. And then we can go back to Tombow for this. It's just trying to highlight how these sheets actually help your filigree pieces like this, your detailed dies, any of the detailed ones. You know what I mean by detailed. When you get all those little tiny pieces, you see me going my dot 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 over my projects. But when I remember to get the sheets out like this, it makes it so much easier. Okay, I'm just lining those up. Okay, and I'm going to get some dimensionals, I think, to pop that on there. I've got some sticky on here. I'm not sure what we've got. It might be from the backing of this. Okay, so I'm just going to grab those and then that can come on here. And then we can just put that aside and just decorate that with some flowers or something later on. So, and that's one. Just a sec. So dimensionals are in here. I've been using an awful lot. I've had Lynn, if you watch back this on playback, Lynn's been helping me recently. We've been making up a load of my old swaps and making them into cards to like removing French and German sentiments and just tidying them up really and package them with an envelope and with a cello bag and making them for to sell for charity. So there's been a bit of a March month is for over here is for Mind MNDA Motor Neuron. So I'm going to be donating a load of cards. Go to one of their monthly meetings at a local garden centre and then donate some cards to them to sell for the charity to raise some money. So Lynn's been helping me and we've been getting through a lot of cards, and we've actually, I counted them up last night, we've actually got up to 750. Now there's an assortment there. Some of them will go into my stash because they're my samples, but the swaps, when I swap with other demonstrators, as soon as they are no longer in the catalogue, they become what we call retired. So it's always nice to get rid of those. Now I've had them going back for so many years. It's nice to have a spring clean and do some good with that as well. Okey-doke, that can go back in the pot. This can come down. There's got something stuck on the back there. I'll have to get my isopropanol alcohol onto the glass mat. Okay, and just pop that on there like so. And go, get that nicely in the middle. Now some people that would be quite a plain card. I would like to decorate that with some flowers or whatever I fancy at the time. But my mission is to have a load of blank cards that I can personalise and finish them off at the time when I want to use them, depending on who it's going to. So that would be lovely. I intend to have a whole little caddy that has just got blanks ready to finish, just to save me time at a later date. Okay, so I'm going to put 3 little, because it's a shorter greeting, I'm just going to line those 3 up like so. And I'm happy with that one. That's nice and bright and colourful, isn't it? Nice card. I have a friend with that and it's not nice. 750. Yes, absolutely, Shaz. 750. And it's amazing how they mount up. The space you've got, you wouldn't believe. If I showed you the boxes on the floor, they don't look like 750, but there is. I counted them. So I got up to 501 in one and 251 in the other. So, but that's basically showing you how to use the adhesive sheets. Now I'm going to take that one stage further, a little bit. I am winging it tonight, so this is another wing it. I want to show you my thrifty side. And I have a box here, Spare Cling. That's what I call it. It's in one of our empty stamp cases. I'll put that over here so I know where it is and don't lose it. And don't forget that this bit, the Super Thrifty, just bring that in a bit, bring you up closer. So this Super Thrifty, this piece here is all cardstock. So if you've got a small round punch or a star or something that you could punch out from there, you could punch images out of here and then prise the backing off that. So this is not waste, this piece here, because that is all sticky. Because I'm winging it, I haven't actually got any samples over here with me, but any little small punch shapes, we've got lots of retired ones. They are sticky already, ready to stick down. So they would be good. Stars would be good if you've got some small stars. So if I want to just take out a random sheet of this, this is where you mount your your red rubber mount stamps, and you put them down onto here. You peel off the sticky, put it onto here, and it's super clingy. Okay, now the rest of this should work the same way, but what you need to do is to remember that your rubber stamp goes down this way onto this piece once you've taken the backing off. So I like to put a little cross or something on here so you know which side's going to be removed, and then that's the side that you're going to use. So if you keep yourself some good and some negatives, it's a little bit easier. So I'm just going to cut up here like so, like that. And if I peel this off, I use this in various ways, but I keep one caddy full. Once that caddy is the stamp case, once that is full, the rest does go on the bonfire, unfortunately, until I'm building up again. So I'm going to take the backing off here, a bit like we did just now. Yeah, and that is the sticky side. That is the sticky side. So you can use this if you put a rubber mount stamp, one of your old ones that is no longer sticky, you could put this on here, okay, and that would be sticky. So say if I grab another little scrap of card, try and find you a little piece. Just for exercise purposes, I'm going to put that over there. You don't need it to cover the whole piece for it to be able to stick, okay? And then we could stick another piece on here. I've got surplus on the ends here, but this is what I wanted to show you. So basically you've got your sticky side downwards, and now you're going to pull this off. This would be the side that then clings to your block, but that is also very sticky. So now you can stick that down, that whole piece can go down onto something else. So this is actually another form of double sticky tape. I'm just making a mock-up here really because I haven't got, we'll put it on this colour. So to prove that this side is now sticky, this would be the side that goes on your red rubber. So you can place that on there and you have got another double sticky layer. So obviously we'd cut the excess off. So you would just cut around that. I should have cut those sticky bits off first, sorry. But you get the drift, don't you? So you can neaten those up. Take this off. Okay. But I've got my snips in there. I'm probably making a right mess of this today. But it's in my head. I'm just not getting it over very well. So say you were mounting that on, if I'd cut that piece off earlier, you've got a border on there. You can cut your 2 layers. You could do it on your this piece. So you could put some of that through the middle of just using up the pieces, okay, and then make this your double sticky, then die cut it out. So you've got the big sheets, you've got the waste from your stamps, okay, and then you've got 2 different ways of using those up. Does that make sense? I hope it does, because I am winging it, but this is what I want to get over. We have these sheets for the bigger pieces with lots of filigree pieces. But if you've got smaller pieces, you can make your own pieces like this, okay? So don't necessarily throw these away. These are excellent. I love them. I just forget to bring them out. And I think the reason being is because they're a strange size. If I was to cut these down and put them into a stamp case, like my scraps, they would be more accessible. And I would be happy to use them because they're near and handy. They're in a container and they're labelled, okay? Because these sit on a shelf, I forget to go and grab them. Okay, but these are really, really useful. You get 12 sheets, so these are 6 by 12, and you get 12 sheets in a packet. Okay, so that's these pieces. You don't have to use a whole section at once. You can just use sections. Okay, so imagine this piece that was spare, that surplus to my requirements, is like having a piece of the stamp case when we mount our stamps with. Okay, so have an experiment, have a play. We could do, if you've got lots of small dies like here, can you see that piece? You've got lots of small dies. We could lift one of the layers off, cover that with strips, okay, and then peel the backing, peel this layer off, the waxy piece off, and do exactly the same. Stick it onto a piece of paper. All right. Obviously if you've got big voids like this, it wouldn't work. But if you've got lots of smalls, we could use in here doing these strips like that and cover it. Okay. I hope that's helped, and I hope that's given you another insight into saving some of these. Like I say, I've got here in my stamp case, I've got a fair few in there, and when they're used up, then I'll start saving some more. But I'm trying to, it's upside down, trying to ration myself. Look at this one, for instance. Look how much you've got on here. Can you see that piece? There's a whole section there, and that one's got a whole section at the bottom here, that strip. So there's lots of waste on here that doesn't need to be wasted. So this is Sandra being thrifty night tonight. Okay, but especially with that one. And then this one was from the Countryside Inn. We've got lots of big spaces around there. So you could actually use this and make it double-sided tape. So say you'd got a sentiment and you wanted to put down somewhere, you could use this and place it on there, peel this waxed backing off and place it down on something else. But just make sure to cut it to size, not like Sandra did earlier. Okay, so I hope that has made things a little bit thrifty for you, made you want to use those adhesive sheets. And you think when these intricate dies, look how we've got all these letters in here, they would be absolutely perfect for that. But also when you do those exercises, these strips don't have to be straight. Okay, you can do these diagonally and pop them coming across. Cut your piece that you want to use it on. Put your diagonal strips all the way across. I've just used these colours because they are retiring, and just to highlight to you that to get them before the end of April if you want some. But other than that, you can use your own colour combo. So you could look at a suite and think, actually, I like, just because I've got this in front of me, I like my purples and my greens. So you could pick those colours out and then do some strips just with those colours. Okay. And by moving that envelope, I have found a lead that I've been looking for since I've been back late this afternoon. So that was good, me showing you the colours in there. So my husband's gone to bed, but I will tell him when he wakes up in the morning. So yeah, so we've got the different shades of purple in there and the greens, and you could have a piece like this done in those colours. In fact, I might actually do one for you and then highlight that later on. The weekend after this, I'm going to be away at a 2-day retreat weekend, and I'm going to be working with the lavender. So I will actually make some of these and show you different alternatives on the live after that. Oh, might be the Sunday night actually. So not this Sunday, but the next Sunday, I can show you what I do with those strips. So we can come back and revisit that in a week on Sunday time. Okay, so I hope that helps. So that's adhesive sheets and keeping your spare cling film, your spare cling, because that is in addition, you've got small pieces of your film. Okay, and there's my card for tonight. Okay, any colours, any scraps. Okay, even if you're not putting a greeting on now, you can prepare your bases. Okay, so have fun with that one, and I hope you enjoyed that. I will take some photos when I finish. I've put some down on the glass here, that's why it's getting sticky. And pop that straight into the bin. There we go. And they can go as well. Okay, so that's my card for today, and I'll bring you back to me. I'll take that off, and there we go. And thanks for bearing with me. I will post the link to this video back into Facebook so people can find it. But thanks for coming across and finding me. Okay, so take care. I will be posting some photos when I go back in the lounge of the some of the photos from today's event. It's been fabulous. Okay, like I say, with celebrating with 25 of my crafty friends. It's been lovely. So see you again soon. I will be here on Sunday. Yes, I'll come back and refresh that. I'll put a message up if that's going to change, but Sunday might be a bit of a problem. Okay, but I will keep you posted. Thanks, Marilyn. Long day. It's been lovely, and thank you for joining us. So night to everybody, and I will see you all